what's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and I am here with
Dylan,
Dylon, and it is episode number 7 of What the F.A.Q, the weekly Ask Questions show. Right here, Flipside Music, right here at the top of Flipside. Yeah, right here at the top of Flipside Towers, in front of all our adoring fans.
in the Mile High City, yeah. Flipside Tower in the Mile, yeah.
Oh, we could use that.
Yeah.
So, thanks for showing up. We'll dive right into questions. All right, question number 1. I saw you recently became a black arts dealer. Love the Destroyer and the Witchburner. What's your favorite pedal they make? That's from Adam Lamar. Adam Lamar is in a band called Warefoot out of Tejas.
Do me.
Very good band, too. Go check them out if you're in Texas. Texas.
Well, that one's an easy one for me since I have the Black Forest on my board.
Black Forest, huh?
Yeah, I mean that one. That one's kind of their take of the old Color Sound overdriver circuit, and it's definitely cool. You can use it boost, overdrive, fuzz territory, even almost get fuzz face kind of tones out of it too.
I like the one with the motorcycle.
Ah, the Black Sheep.
That's it.
Yeah, that one's cool.
That's my favorite, Black Sheep. I think that one's pretty.
That one's a great one, especially actually for bass. That one's a really popular one too. After that, though, the Trace Diablos. I was gonna say, Adam, if you haven't tried that one, I think that one would actually be right up his alley for sure.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
and it's got cool graphics.
It's got cool graphics, and it's pretty sweet. The Sky Boost is pretty cool too, but for me, it was a little redundant with the Naga Viper, or else I would have been more interested in that one.
But if you're trying to push that clarity right top end a little bit,
yeah,
it's a treble boost.
Yeah, kind of a full range treble. He has like a classic setting and then a more full range setting. But that one's like the brand new one. That one's pretty cool if you guys haven't checked it out.
Check it out. Black Arts Toneworks, right here. You can get them right here. Holy crap, really? You can get it right here at Flipside Music. Amazing. All right, moving on. Driddle. D. Riddle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, D. Riddle.
D. Riddle. He cleared it up for us.
He did. D. Riddle.
He de-riddled it.
I gotta find a drum roll and put in there. So the question is, Dylan, tell us about your band. Yes, tell us about your band. Did you play any shows recently?
You know, many have. No, on Saturday, yeah, we were at Mutiny.
Mutiny Information Cafe. Right here on South Broadway.
Very cool spot if you guys haven't been there.
If you're in Denver, go check it out. Bookstore, very cool.
Yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff like bookstore, comics, coffee.
It was turned into a Doom bookstore on Saturday night.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I guess we knocked all that stuff on the piano on Connor like midway through the thing.
But there was like a little ship on the back of the piano.
Oh yeah.
It was just like
yeah. Well, it was funny.
You guys are loud as piss though.
Yeah, there was an odd bottle too. I kept thinking we were going to knock it off, but luckily that didn't happen.
I tried to finish a bottle that night too, but
it didn't happen. Yeah. In terms of our band, I actually play with Jake Yergert and Connor Randall from the Ghoulies. They're a local kind of garage rock punk band. If you guys haven't checked them out, they're definitely pretty sweet. They did a music video not too long ago in a new album
called Texas Machete. And guess who played Texas Machete?
Yeah, when they looked at me, they saw serial killer. What can I say?
Yeah. And then he's wearing like a white Tyvek suit, so he looks like a giant sausage.
Yeah.
You're like a giant. You're like a giant bearded sausage.
Oddly enough, they only make XL sizes on that one, so it was not enough.
No.
Yeah.
He's a giant bearded sausage. You look fantastic. He's so scary in his white suit. But
we play kind of a mix of doom and blues and punk and metal and all that stuff, kind of all jumbled up into one.
Yeah. I was there. I went to the show. It was very good. I enjoyed it. You guys did a good job. Loud.
Thanks.
Next time, I think
we're gonna sell earplugs.
Yeah. We're gonna bring a jar of earplugs and
we're just gonna turn everything so loud. Everybody has to have earplugs, and then we'll corner the market.
Make a killing. Then we'll buy shots for everybody.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. Is we'll buy earplugs so everybody can enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And then a round of shots for everybody
to make sure that it sounds even better.
Then we should do it before.
Yeah, maybe the shot with the earplugs.
Yeah, here's your earplugs and a shot of maybe Fireball or something. Yeah. Something awful like Fireball. It can only go up from there, right?
Yeah, it could only improve.
Yeah. After a shot
It's a wonderful recipe.
Yeah. After a shot of Fireball, the whole show
Judgment goes down, taste goes up.
That's right. All right, moving on to the next one. G&L ASAT Deluxe or Orange Reverend Flat Rock with Revtrons. That is from MJ Yonkers.
The Yonks.
MJ.
He already answered his own question today when he popped in, but...
Yeah, he actually was in here today, and we talked about that. I think he actually would like both. But if I had to pick...
Yeah, I feel like he'd be happiest if he had both.
So if I had to fix... Or if I had to choose between the G&L ASAT Deluxe and the Orange Reverend Flat Rock, I would probably pick the Flat Rock. And here's why. It's because I own one. I already have one. But
so you already made that choice.
I've already crossed that bridge, and I already have a Flat Rock, Reverend Flat Rock, and I love that guitar. I mean, it's very versatile. The Revtrons, you know, which are supposed to be like TV Jones,
kind of Filtertron style, yeah.
But they're not.
They're almost like the Powertrons that he does, which are a little hotter.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're looking into Reverend guitars and looking at the Revtrons, don't expect like a low-powered pickup with the Revtrons. I feel like they're a little bit hotter.
Yeah, they're not weak like you. Yeah. So, I mean, I think normal Filtertrons are only like 6 or 8K or somewhere around there, whereas these must be probably 9 to 11.
These got a little bit more, you know,
a little more sauce,
a little more something in them. But I do like them. They got a nice clarity on the lower mid top.
Yeah, they have like a low mid bite to them. That's pretty interesting. I definitely like that. Especially, honestly, even with gain, it sounds just because you get that cut.
Yeah, it does. They do cut if you want to overdrive them. So, yeah, and the Reverends are great. I mean, right off the rack, those guitars are killer. You don't, you know,
very giggable right out the door.
Well, a lot of guitars you got to pick. You know, you're buying a guitar and going, oh, what pickups am I going to put in them? I don't think you have to do that really with the Rev.
No, they kind of save you the trouble of doing that since they have so many combos. You kind of get to choose the combo you want the best anyway. Yep. If anything, I think maybe people do want maybe some more color variety. Just in terms of like each model being offered with each color would be kind of cool instead of just having, you know.
But then you get into like ridiculous. You're going to start being ridiculous. Okay, so
there'll be 6 different versions of each one. Yeah,
and then you're going to open up the door to, well, I want a maple board instead of this board, and it's like, well, you don't make it in that. So before you know, you could have just an amazing amount of variables, and then it's like you'll never sell them.
You should do the paint it yourself. Just hang a can of paint.
That would be a good idea. Maybe figure out how to do that. But yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going with the Reverend Flat Rock. That's where I'm going.
We're talking ASAT.
That's a great name for a band. Reverend Flat Rock and the Dipsy Doodles.
The Dipsy Doodle.
All right.
Sounds like a shenanigan in this band. I don't know, ASAT Deluxe. If we're talking like the carved maple one, for me personally, I'd probably...
Yeah.
That one's I like that one. I've just always have ever since we've had that one, so...
I think they're both good guitars, but like I said, I've already made that decision.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that there won't be an ASAT.
Well, and we already know which way MJ's leaning.
Yeah. It doesn't mean there won't be an ASAT Deluxe in my collection at some point. So,
all right. So
that's that. I think we spent plenty of time on that one. All right, moving on. Professor Chaos 4. When are you guys going to become a Schecter dealer? Well, here's the thing. Gather around, kids. Let me tell you what's going on.
It's been done approached before.
Yeah, I love Schecter guitars. I really do. I think they run, pretty wide range of stuff. The problem is that there's already a company in town, another music store in town that is a pretty large Schecter dealer, and there's no chance for us to get to be a Schecter dealer in town. We've already been told that because we've inquired about it. So, unfortunately, we can't get them.
Not in the near future, anyway. But we'd like to. It doesn't mean we wouldn't want to. But
they
would be a good fit. Honestly,
yes.
They would cover some territory that we don't have at the moment. But
we would if we could.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Uh-oh, I didn't do the whole thing here. Hold on. Nobody.
The whole thing.
I didn't do the.
Only half thing.
I only did that thing right there. I didn't do the thing.
The only thing, yeah. The
only thing the other part of the thing.
With the
Now it's done.
Now the thing's done, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So yeah, that's the answer on the Schecter stuff. We would if we could, but unfortunately, there's another company in town that sells them, so we can't.
Yep, and that's it.
And that is that. That's all I got to say about that.
We doing Walking next?
Walking Dead.
I have a Tele guitar that I'm looking for a classic sound type pickup for, so a classic sounding pickup. What would be your suggestions? That's probably another fielded one for you. Since you're the Tele man.
Yeah, I have a Tele style guitar that I would go with probably like the, well,
quarter pound. Okay.
No, those aren't going to do it.
Okay.
So a couple different options. I think Seymour Duncan makes a really good Tele set, like a vintage Tele set. So if you want to go with that,
okay, yeah.
then that's where I would probably go. I mean, they have nice clarity. I've heard them installed in Teles, and I don't remember exactly the model, but I think it's just the vintage Tele set, and it gets more of that country twang kind of sound to it. A little bit less of the mids and more like bass and treble-y.
Oh, a little more scooped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get some more of that Tele jangle.
Yep, that's exactly where you want to go. So
yeah,
on their website, you'll kind of see the they got little diagrams, but I think it's the vintage Tele set. That's what I would go with. Also, Fender makes they make a few sets that are geared towards more of the classic Tele sound. So those would be my suggestions. There are a ton of pickup manufacturers out there, small and large. It's hard, really, honestly. It's near impossible to find out because you.
Well, what makes like a vintage Tele pickup different from like what? I guess what I don't personally know what the modern Tele pickups like. Because like when I think of it, because I see a lot of guys that do like the made in Mexico pickups, like even in their USA stuff, they like those pickups just because something about them's a little hotter. So maybe that's the.
Well, see, I guess for me when I hear classic Tele sound, I'm thinking kind of classic country.
Yeah,
which is brighter. You're going to get, or even a Roy Buchanan
get some
type,
on or something, yeah.
type of brightness without a lot of bass, even not a lot of bass.
Yeah.
But like you said,
like
kind
the
of
Fender
scooped,
on Fender. Yeah.
Yeah, scooped but not bassy and really bright. That's what I feel is like more of the classic Tele sound. So if you wanted to plug in and get some country, that's what you're going to get.
Get your twang on.
Get your twang on, and then you could still at the same time plug that shit into a Marshall.
Sound great too. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. I hope that was an answer.
Yeah,
yes.
I think it was good.
I would check out either the classic Fender or Seymour Duncan. Duncan stuff sounds good. I've heard that stuff.
Yeah, I mean Duncan these days is more or less the industry standard, at least in a lot of people's books. Yeah. We doing Lee Hinman next?
Yes.
Okay. He's got a question for us about our favorite mini practice amp, 110, absolute largest, under $100.
That's tough for under 100.
That's really tough
because I don't really know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, even the Roland cubes don't even go that.
Yeah, I mean that's where I would. My biggest suggestion would be if you're looking for something portable and something small, a practice amp that has a lot of features and functions. I would go with the Roland Micro Cube. Now they run like 150, so you may be able to find one on the used market for about $100. Yeah, that's where I would look. But that's, I think, the best bet because it's battery powered. You can take it anywhere. It has, delay, chorus.
And most importantly, it actually does sound pretty good.
Yeah, it has distortion, and it actually sounds pretty good. So,
which is hard with the mini practice amps. That's a really hard spot to fill. I mean, like the little mini Boss Katana isn't bad either, but the Roland Cube I feel like is a much better option. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Boss Katana mini.
Yeah, the little guy
is good, but there again, it's got delay on it, which is awesome.
It's dainty.
That little it's a wee bit of an amp. It's a wee bit of an amp. Those are really good too, though, and those are about $100. It just depends on what kind of volume you want,
right,
and stuff like that. But for $100, my money, I would get a used Roland Cube, or for just a little bit of an upgrade at $150, I'd go for the Roland Micro Cube.
Yeah, and if you're only doing I guess one sound, I actually think some of those Orange Crush ones aren't bad either for the kind of, they're around that price and they at least have the tube preamp, so
yep,
those sound pretty good too. But it's kind of a little more limited than the Cube. The Cube will definitely cover more territory.
Yeah,
we'll boxify it.
You could boxify that Cube. That's right. That's where I would go. I would go with that. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
It's cubed.
Cubed. Done. All right. Let's see. That's a long one. Let's go to.
I sort of narrowed it down. It's basically a mobile bass rig for $700 budget.
Colin James. It's a long question. You read it because you read it.
So there's a dissertation here. No,
Right.
No, he's basically asking for a good mobile bass rig under the $700 range. So that actually opens him up to a few options. I mean, 700, you're really close to getting into like the Portaflex stuff with like a cab and a head. I mean, you're only about 100 short there.
That's where I would go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably most impact, best sound.
Yeah, the Ampeg Portaflex stuff
This is great.
It really does. It really does sound good. I mean, that's really good bang for your buck. I mean, if we're looking for,
because the 500 watt head's like $400-ish,
yeah.
and I mean it puts. I feel like head to head against the Rumble. The Rumble's good, but I feel like the Ampeg. And I mean that is their specialty, so
yeah,
that makes sense to me.
If I had to choose between the Rumble and the Portaflex, I would pick the Portaflex.
Yeah.
That being said, I think the Fender stuff does sound pretty good too, though.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, now.
But it's in a similar. The heads anyway are in a very similar price point. So yeah, like head to head, I'd go Ampeg. Yeah.
But that's if we're looking for a head and a cabinet, right? Is that what he's asking here?
He just says mobile bass rig, and I guess what I'm thinking about that too is like the way Ampeg's doing the Portaflex, you can actually pretty much mount the little head to the top board, so that when you're transporting it, you just put it in the cab, and then when you need to play, you just flip over the top part of the cab, and it latches right on.
Right, because it's a 15-inch, 15-inch cab.
Right.
There again, I always like to go, how can we be maximum dollar? I mean, you could do Portaflex head and then look for like an SWR
cabinet or something.
Cab or something like that on the used market, which you could pick up pretty inexpensively. I mean, you can get one of those 410s cap for like $250, I think, on the used market somewhere in there. So I mean,
general region.
That puts you right there, right? That puts you at $650.
Yeah.
And you got burrito money and beer money. Big burrito, not that cheap shit burrito stuff.
Yeah.
Big burritos. So I mean, that would be good as far as portable, or if you're looking for combo.
Yeah,
what about a combo?
Yeah, in that case, I mean the Rumble, especially like the Rumble 200. Just if you're going full band, that's tough. Like if you're a quiet band, that'll get by.
I don't think
but like a metal or rock band, metal band or a rock band, not quite enough. And the reason you need like more wattage is just to convey more of that low end. That's where that kind of enters in.
And solid more wattage,
more power,
more wattage. Yeah, I mean, I think the Rumble 200 combo is great. I mean, that would be great. I'd say in like a blues band or a general rock band, but nothing like metal or doom or something that's really
where you got a loud drummer and a loud guitar player. Yeah, you're not probably going to be able to keep up. But
not with that.
Yeah.
So there's a couple options.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, like solid state versus tube power, that's a whole other discussion. But the wattage you're getting with solid state isn't going to be quite as loud and intense as tube power is going to be. So that's why like you'll see 500, 800, 1,000 watt, bass rigs, but it's solid state, so it, roughly equates out to like a 100 watt tube amp in terms of just overall impact.
Or you could just get an SVT with an 810.
Yeah, run it old school.
Yeah, go old school with it.
Geezer Butler that stuff.
I mean, you're never going to get in that for that $700.
No. Well, like the luckiest guy ever might.
You might. Yeah. So I would go Portaflex I would go Portaflex new, maybe a used cab, or you can go used, and you could definitely save yourself some dough and put some burrito and beer money in your pocket.
Yeah.
If you're
old
enough.
Burrito and beer fund.
If you're old enough to drink Cullen James, Mr. James. So those are a couple suggestions I would look into right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's good spot.
So Terry Starks. Okay, so Terry Starks last week asked us about a Tele, and our answer was basically something more on the affordable side of things.
I was wondering.
Because that's where we kind of we're going more on the budget friendly. Let's say budget friendly. But Terry has a pretty decent budget limit of $2,500 on a guitar, and so he's just wondering what he would go after as far as a Tele in that range.
And his pickup combo or
and a pickup configuration. So if I was going to do a Tele and I had $2,500 to spend, that opens up a lot of opportunity.
It's a lot of Explorer money.
That's a lot of Tele money. I would go, so for $2,500, this is what I would do. I would look for probably a custom builder, because you could get something decent, $2,500.
Exactly to your spec.
Exactly to your specs, how you want it, woods, grains, everything. I mean, I know at least a couple builders that could do $2,500 and build really cool guitars.
You mean the woods and the grains come together?
Together in the package of woodiness. Lucky Dog guitars.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Lucky Dog Guitars is a really cool company. I think his Teles, they're called the Televangelists.
That's pretty good.
He makes some really cool stuff, and they run right around $2,500. So if you're interested in that, look up Lucky Dog Guitars. The guy that builds the guitars, his name's Anthony, which is a fantastic name.
You might be partial to that one.
Yeah, it's my name too.
Is Terry local? Do we know?
I don't know.
Well, Terry, if you are local, I was going to say Texas Toast would be another one.
Texas Toast.
You could have like a dream Tele from them for that price.
Yeah, so they would build you a kick-ass Tele for $2,500 at Texas Toast.
And give you beer and all kinds of stuff, and they'd give it a cool name. And
yeah, you go out for beer. You definitely go out for beer and burritos with those guys.
Yeah, the Texas Toast guys will hook you up.
I love going over there. I love going over and hanging out with them. Another option would be something like, so if I was going to go something with a larger company, I'd probably go with like Sir. Sure. Sewer.
Are you sure about that, sir?
Sewer. That's where I would go. So my dual answer is check out Lucky Dog, check out Texas Toast, maybe a local builder, $2,500.
Yeah, if he already has like a favorite.
If you got a local builder that's got a great reputation and that you trust, that would be a great way to go. Or I would probably go Sir. That's my answer.
Oh, and then the pickup combo. I don't know, for Teles, I kind of like the Blues Boy configuration. I think it's cool. Having the humbucker. Although sometimes I actually want the reverse. Humbucker in the bridge, single coil on the neck. So a reverse Blues Boy.
Okay.
A happy boy.
Happy Blue?
Yeah.
That's a good question, though. Because I really do like the, the Nashville-style Tele setup.
Yeah, well, and
single coils, because then you can kind of get, if you do it with a 5-way, you can kind of get the Stratty vibe in there while still doing the Tele thing. So you're kind of getting two guitars in one. So that would be something to explore, is maybe going Nashville style. It doesn't look exactly like a normal Tele, but functionality-wise, you're definitely expanding your parameters and your tonalities.
It looks like a Tele had a run-in with a Strat.
Which isn't so bad. I could live with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, and that, and even the thin line stuff with the wide range. Those are always cool if you can get like the real deal wide range style.
Yeah, I mean real deal wide ranges though.
They're expensive, but
they're going to be expensive. But then
they're in his budget.
But they're also going to be inconsistent. I mean, those things are 40 years old. Or
well, yeah, I meant like even a real deal reproduction maybe, but which is still hard to find, but it'd be cool.
But then his budgets can cut down considerably. So you got to think real deal wide range pickups from anybody that's really doing them right is about $400 because because the magnets the screws are the actual magnets, and it's a special it's a special magnet. It's not like an Alnico or a ceramic.
Oh, okay.
It's something kind of special that they use for those. So I mean, those are $400. Yeah, that's just in pickups. That's crazy talk.
Well, still gives $2,100 for the rest of the thing.
Right, but I'm not paying $400 for pickups. That's me though.
If we had that kind of budget, I bet we might consider it.
Okay. We might.
Yeah, don't rule anything out. We're almost there.
Right. So, I don't know. That's where I would go, though. I would go probably more of a Nashville setup. If I didn't do a Nashville setup, I would probably go, then a traditional, maybe like a quarter-pounder set. From Seymour Duncan. So I like to have it a little bit more balls on the bridge. And a little bit fuller in the neck. So that's where I would go. That's my suggestions.
Yeah, and actually Tele, I mean, even though I said the weird thing about the opposite, I mean the Tele bridge is kind of a classic sound. So I mean that, I guess if you're gonna keep the Teleness, go with the single coil in the bridge. Or
Yes.
keep a single coil there if you're gonna. Because I just feel like that's a very signature sound, like kind of regardless of the amp you're playing into, it just has a bite to it.
And the thing is with certain pedals and depending on the guitar or the amp you're playing through, we don't know what type of music you're playing. You can be playing country or blues or even rock, depending on the amp and the pedals.
I feel like he's an Ecuadorian doom metal.
Ecuadorian doom metal guy? It's entirely possible.
Ecuadorian
that means they're good with horses, right?
Sure.
Is that what that means?
They're downright equestrian.
They're down with the horses. All right.
Oh, down with the horses.
They're Ecuadorian. That's not right?
Yeah, sure. It is now.
It is. All right, we're getting way off base. So I think that's it, right? Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
Darrell. Unless we want to.
Oh, what's
I guess from last week was, what size of guitar do you recommend for kids just learning to pick up an electric guitar? Any specific brands? I think we both kind of ended up thinking, depending on the size of the kid, just go ahead and start with a regular size because they're going to grow into it, and then that way they'll know that guitar inside and out by the time they're adult size.
If they're really small and it's a concern, then go with
like we.
Yes. Then I would say use like a mini Strat. Squire mini Strat or something like that. Yeah. That would be the answer. If not, my suggestion is always just play a regular guitar, man.
Yeah, because I just feel like any kid I've ever met that had one of the 3/4 just only used it for that interim period as a kid.
Yeah,
and then
you're going to spend more money down the road. And even though you could pick them up used, or even you could pick them up cheap, brand new, I would just start them on a regular guitar. That's it.
Realize even maybe something short scale like a Jag or something, that would be kind of a halfway mark because that's still a full size, but it's a little bit shorter scale. So that would be another option.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's all of them.
That's the answers.
Wrapped it up.
We done wrapped it. All right, guys, thank you very much. We appreciate you tuning in. As always, if you have questions for next week, just type them into the comment section, and we will get after them and answer them as best as we can. And
if we miss any, just ask them again.
Yeah.
Because we don't intend to do that, but just ask them again.
Yeah. If you want to, hit the little blue, or not blue, hit the little bell. That'll let you know when we have a video out.
Ice cream.
I love blue bell ice cream. Hit the little bell. It'll let you know next time that we have more videos out. In September, we are planning on getting a few more out that are not FAQs. And that's it. So thanks, guys. I will catch you on the flip side.
You're on the Dr. Phil show. A problem is that you're into yourself, that you flirt with girls, that you're not plugged into your marriage. You're in the green room hitting on my staff. What the hell are you